Welcome to GDG LA's November meetup. Today we're lucky to have our local GDE Google Developer Expert here to talk about his PhoneGap-Google Maps plugin. And then later we'll be talking about Android Studio and how to get that set up. So without further ado, Masashi, take it away.
Hi everyone, thank you for coming to tonight. I'm so excited to introduce my plugin. I don't have enough time to preparation for presentation, so maybe too many attributes. Sometimes Japanese you may have here, but maybe you can enjoy tonight. So last March I came here and I introduced my plugin at first time. So after 8 months, many things are updated. So I want to introduce those updates. Have you ever used PhoneGap? No, only one. So have you ever heard PhoneGap? No. Okay. Somebody, thank you. So PhoneGap is a hybrid application framework. So it's like a browser and inside application, then display HTML file. That's basic structure. So every platform has browser. So Android web view, so iOS UI web view, but it's browser. So basically, web page displays correctly. And PhoneGap allows us to access native features such as camera or GPS through the native plugins. So there are many plugins: camera, sensor, mic, GPS, vibration, battery. Also, my plugin. So my plugin provides to your my plugin provides Google Maps to your application. So Google has several Google Maps products. So maybe as you may know, Google Maps JavaScript API is most popular Google Maps API, but it runs on browser. It means JavaScript is slow speed than native codes. So PhoneGap has a browser, thus Google Maps JavaScript API also works, but it's slow. So for native code, Google provides Google Maps Android API v2 and Google Maps SDK for iOS. But you need to use Java or Objective-C, recently Swift for iOS. So I wanted to use those SDKs, Android API v2 and SDK for iOS, but I didn't want to like Java and Objective-C for my application. That's why I started to develop my plugin. This is a demo of JavaScript API and Google Maps Android API v2. So Android API v2 has a 3D viewing, but JavaScript API v3, it doesn't have. So which one do you like? Yes, thank you. So using my plugin, you don't need to run Java and Objective-C. I will do that. So this is a demo code of my plugin. So JavaScript side, just write plugin Google Maps map get map. That returns a map instance. So just one line, but I wrote over 100 Java code. Also Objective-C. But you can skip. So you just write one line map get map. It's easy, huh? Yeah. Yeah, thank you. So I'm kind of nervous. So let's say thank you. So when I came last March, so application was version 1.0.2. Just open a map dialog, then work it like this. It's really simple, but many people asking to many things. So I implemented it one by one. So how hardly work last 8 months. So version 1. On March, commit volumes kind of slow because I prepared a presentation. April, I went to Japan. You may know. So I got to my wife on June. So to visit her parents, I went to Japan. Hi. So now plugin version 1.2.4. Many versions are updated. So one big change is map. So now you can embed map into a div tag. It means you can display map and other things such as full screen button or your phone, application name. Just pass a div element to get map. So plugin generate a map and places it under the browser. It's kind of difficult, but I actually did. So you guys know you may know Android code. So touch detection of two different overlapped view is difficult. You can imagine that? Yeah. So I did with browser. So you can also put HTML such as search form or result. It's easy.
You make it look easy.
Yeah. So change number 2 is marker. This is a basic code of adding a marker. Just pass a position. Position means latitude, longitude pair, and title snippet. That's all. Then plugin returns a marker instance. Many people want to change the icon programmatically. So I provide a size property. So it works like this. Yes.
What is your rationale of why the user would want that?
Why
do you believe a user would want that feature?
Why do people need to change the size?
To enhance?
Yes, yeah.
To enhance one marker.
Yeah. If you're displaying a list of 30 markers and you want your business to shine, you would make it a little bigger.
No, the user. Okay.
No, it's not the user, it's for the developer.
That was my question. So,
many users of this plugin who are developers.
An end user of the Mac that is using this.
No,
They would not be
that's
able
just
to
to demonstrate how it can adjust.
So only the developer can adjust.
Yes. And the marker can accept some style. Okay, Google provides an info window that's balloon, white balloon, but they doesn't provide multiple lines. So I created by my own info window that can be displayed multiple lines and coloring, text styling. So another thing is polyline, polygon, and circle. This is a basic code of drawing polyline. Just pass a latitude longitude of array of latitude longitude and pass a color. So you may imagine if you write just something like this, you need to write Java and Objective-C separately. You don't need to my plugin do it. So my plugin's polyline is clickable. So Google Maps Android API's polyline cannot clickable, cannot click. But somebody asked to me, hey, why don't you implement it? Then he sent me some code for only iOS. So please provide me Android code. But he doesn't provide. Okay, I'll do it. I did it. Thank you. Also, circle and polygons are also clickable. So I use some algorithms. So it's very useful. And plugin can read KML file. So you can generate KML file using geo tools such as Google Earth, then export it. And plugin can load it. So you may see, so the USA drawing polygons, it's many points. So you don't want to write those latitude, longitude inside your code. So you can save into a KML file. Then plugin can load the data. So another one last feature is launch a Google Maps app. It's simple feature, but it's very useful. Just pass it from point and destination point. Then launch Google Maps application. Or if iOS doesn't have a Google Map, launch a Apple Map. Because plugin doesn't have a navigation feature, so until the implement, I provide a launch navigation feature. It's easy, isn't it? So is this free? Do you want to use it?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, thank you. It's completely free. So you can find many features on this URL. So let me show you some demo. Come on.
Did you do a different HDMI port or the same port?
Same port.
It should work. It says no input.
Oh, really?
Open the
You want to maybe leave the cable that was in there to pull it out of your computer instead? Or
what generate? Is that iPad Air?
iPad 2.
Oh, iPad 2.
Mhm.
I have a Fable.
Oh, really?
It's VGA.
Mm-hmm. Okay, should I?
your iPads can hook up to this.
Let's demo in front of the PC.
Oh,
Yeah.
Thank you. Were you looking for the power? I'll put it. Did you plug it in?
Is there any converter?
Oh, yeah.
It's VGA. Though.
Yeah, 1 second. We have VGA. Yeah, it's VGA. So that's VGA now. No. No.
Oh,
Okay. So yeah, do you want to just hold it up to the
yeah.
screen? So 1 second while we let's get this back in. Yeah. 1 second. Do you have the here the Hangout still? You want to hold it here?
Okay.
That's easier. Or if you want, you can use this one too.
Oh, it's okay.
If you want, you can stand right here and then.
Ah.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Just wait for me. You have to change it.
Okay, 1 second. Yeah.
Thank you. So this is a demo application. So touch me the button.
Yeah, it's
Oh. This is a demo application of PhoneGap-Google Maps planning. So click the this button. That's me. Oh.
Maybe you reduce your brightness
And you?
on the iPhone.
Ah.
Instead.
Maybe I can put on the light on the camera.
So we are in MK partners. Um, so,
So you're using a div there, right?
mhm. So creating a marker with icon, just process a URL of icon part. So you don't need to care about it's on the server or it's in the application. Plug in direct automatically, then handle it.
So that menu on the left, it's generated by PhoneGap.
Yes. No, generated by jQuery model. So I could generate just only map. For line, I don't know. Oh. Yeah, here go. Here go. Here go. Also, let's see. So we uh, can display some image file on the map. You can do it like this. change about
Ah.
something like this. So it's very simple code. You know, there is some code under the map, just a few lines for both for Android and iOS. It's really easy to create your application. That's all. Thank you for listening to my presentation.
How long have you been working on it?
Hmm?
How long have you been working on the plugin?
1 year.
How many developers have used it? You know?
Over 300 developers.
You do any marketing to get people to use it, or you just put it on GitHub and people find it?
Just providing.
Do you have any plans to commercialize it and make money off of it?
Actually, I did one fundraising. I forgot to introduce it. Yeah, because many people want to put many markers on the map in small smartphones. Over 300 markers or 1,000 markers. It's gonna be use large memory. To reduce the memory, I have been developing marker cluster. Oh, yeah.
Cool.
Oh, you can see it around.
Okay.
Self-performing.
First perform like this. And this is this. Really?
Sideways.
There you go.
Oh, thank you. This is Android 3.3. It's Asian phone. That works smoothly like this. And take the marker, open like this.
So that's a big use of the image.
The custom market.
Yeah, it's really faster.
So is this something you wrote, or is this something that a developer is using your plugin for?
Mhm.
Oh, really?
So I did a fundraising to development this actually. So Android is almost ready, and iOS is now developing.
Matt, how would you commercialize this?
Well, you could just charge for it.
Uh,
Apply different license to it.
Maybe I don't have a plan that for commercializing because Google Maps is Google Maps has a terms of service that means required to as a free. That's why I don't want to charge. Okay, that's all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Oh, Google Pens.
still being developed.
Okay.
We'll do
I
this.
can do that.
Hello? Can you do the sound check real quick? Sure.
Hello?
Well, wait a second.
Okay.
Hello.
Hello? Yeah. Okay, we're good. Okay. So we're on to the next part, which is more like a lab. Who here has downloaded Android Studio? Okay, good. If you want to follow, you can go here on your browser.
Leave it up for a little longer.
Yeah. That's an O. It's not a
The
zero.
letter O?
Yeah, capital O.
It's like you were getting ready to spell women and then you change your mind. Well, that's...
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does. Just missing one letter. Random luck.
I'm going to post it to the...
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
Okay.
Okay, so the goal for today is just to get you started. We'll help you set up your environment and create a project, and then break it apart a bit, and then we'll do some Q&A at the end. So my name's Gerard Cordero. This is me a few years ago.
Now, did you work at Google?
No,
Everyone just takes photos.
no,
with the wall.
we have a chance to go there every once in a while.
GDG Los Angeles? Google Los Angeles?
Yeah.
No, that's Mountain View.
Oh, this is Mountain View.
Okay.
Yeah, that's Mountain View.
Next week I will go.
Oh, great. Yeah, they have like a big campus. This is in one of the, not in the main one, but very close to it. Yeah, they had a party and they gave people stickers. So people made their own art. So Android Studio, who here has heard of Android Studio? Okay, who right now is using ADT? Android Developer Tools, yeah. Yeah, so ADT is like the old editor, and that was what I was using a few months ago, and later I got tired of it and and switched. Main reason for me to switch was the documentation was like, I saw more and more tailored towards Android Studio, and then if you were in ADT, you'd have to translate it a bit, which is not always straightforward. So also, I use other JetBrains products, so Android Studio was very straightforward for me. Also, Android Wear, if you want to work on like watch applications, from the beginning you have to use that, or else there are some extra steps for Eclipse. One concern, like last year, was stability. It's not that bad. It won't crash all of a sudden. And for when I do have a problem, I just restart it. It's okay. So So although it's in beta, it's working pretty well. Installation. So you've all done the first part, right? You got the. So anyone install it yet? Oh, you have. Okay, so that's good. So we're okay here. It'll be a quick lab. Okay, so we'll just create a quick project. Hold on. Yeah, so after you run it, you'll have this dialog here. You pick a name and a location. Hit next. Pick phone and tablet. If you want to do Android Wear, you also check it, and then it's going to create a separate project for it. If you want to do Android TV or Glass, I've never done it, but I'm assuming you'd have a separate project in the same area. So for now, minimum SDK. Has anyone heard of minimum SDK? Okay, good. So basically, this is the oldest phone your app can support. Yeah, so Jelly Bean. And these are based on the libraries that you install. So if you want to support older phones, you install more libraries. So in this case, I'll just use 4.1. Oh, sure.
So it's hard to see on this screen. Can you maximize this for me?
Okay.
The green?
Oh,
See
this.
if you can maximize that window.
No, it's not. I'll lower the resolution.
No, it's fine. So if you look at the fine print, it says lower API levels, target more devices, et cetera, et cetera. So if you choose this API 16, it's 72% of the devices in the world will be compatible. If you change it to something else, go ahead and change it to Adobe to something else. Now it's down to 43%. Because if you go to other countries, most of them tend to run an older version of Android. So depending on where your app is going to be used and the type of person that uses it, socioeconomic factors, stuff like that, you can decide, do you want to spend the time and money to maintain the older versions, or do you just want to maintain the most recent and just target those people?
Well, unless you're on like the cutting edge.
Yeah, you typically want to support some older versions, but how far back you want to go is up to you. Yeah, there's a bell curve chart where you can see about that, and obviously it changes over time also.
Yeah, it's up on the Google site.
That's pretty lame, huh? Because just from one version to another, it went from 70 to 30. So some 40% of the people have not even.
Maybe 70 to 40, but that's 30%.
It's worldwide.
But yeah, it's worldwide. So you're looking at people in countries where the internet is not like it is here, and where their access to the cost of buying a phone is a lot more of an impact on them.
So if you do ice cream sandwiches, that's pretty much almost.
Yeah. And it's a summation of these. Yeah, that's a good point. So and there's a trade-off. If you pick an older one, you can't use some of the features. So if you want more new features, you have to pick the newer one. But they're more and more implementing the new features on the older ones. But you have to do extra work. Oh, okay. Yeah, so, well, for this case, we'll just do blank. Yeah, these others require more, more detail. Then activity name. So an activity is kind of like the screen that pops up. So, but kind of. But yeah, so you need at least one activity to start. So you need to give it a name, any name. We can put a space here. Then we're done. So it's going to generate it for us. Yeah, one thing with Android Studio is things are a little slower than ADT. Okay, so that's not done. Okay, good. Yeah, so when you create an Android Studio project, you need to take care of two things at the project level. Okay, the Android manifest, which describes global settings for your app, your permissions, your intents, supported screens, and also the Gradle build.gradle file. This is more on the deployment, libraries your app uses, stuff like that. When you release something on the App Store, you control the version from this file. And every time you release a new version, you have to update this version. Okay, so let me show you what those are. Yeah, so this is a sample Android manifest file. It describes your application, your activities, the intents over here. Your application name right here, you can change it. Your icon, the icon that shows up. And this is only the baseline. When you go to the Google APIs pages, you add features. You will, or permissions, you want GPS access, you want phone book access, internet. You'll be adding entries on this file. Now the next file is the build.gradle file. So let's open it. So it's more, we picked is here. So earlier, if you pick if you change your mind, you don't want the 4.1, you want a newer one, you can just change it here. So you say 17, and it will update the minimum SDK requirement. And then this is the version I was talking about. Every time you release a new version to the App Store, you have to change this. Like it used to be 1, so now it's 2. And then you need to change this also. And then you build it. And the reason you have to is when you upload it, Google will check. So it'll say, hey, it's the same version. So yeah, so you have to do this before you deploy. And deployment is easy. You just go to build and then generate signed APK. There's some extra steps in the beginning to create your signed certificate, self-signed. But after that, you just say build generate and then enter your master password, and then that's it. It creates a file for you that you can upload. So any questions on these two files? No? Okay, so let's talk about resources. So basically, resources are things that are not code. They can be XML files, UI layouts, menus, icons, strings. So if like you're making an app that's that needs to support multiple languages, you create a file for each country, and then for each variable you translate it for each language. You also put images and audio if your app uses them. And so what happens is when let me show you. So it's in the project app source, project app source main res folder. So this contains all your resources. These are icons or any other images. You should make one for each kind of DPI, so it looks good. Layout is UI layout. A lot of times you want to predefine a structure for your basic structure for your app, and then control them programmatically based on the situation. So that's the UI layout. Menus, let's take a look. So like the settings menu, everything from the top right, you can add more items. So values, like the strings. Yeah, so this is what you would translate. And you can create folders here with, so you can create a directory. Like you don't see audio here, you can make an audio folder. Yeah, so when you put something in that structure, they're an XML file, but you need to access it programmatically. So you access it using the r.id mechanism. So anything that has let's like this text view. So you say Android :ID equal Hello. Yeah. What's wrong? Says cannot resolve. Anyway, when you want to access an element, it will have a name. I think it's yeah, that's it. Yeah. So when we run it and you want to change what it says, you access it using r.id.hello. Any questions on the resources? No. Okay. So Java code. When you're working on Android, you have to learn Java, unless you use Masashi's plugin. Then it's simpler. Yeah, it's Java SE, not EE, which is a different animal. So the Java code is in project, is the project root app source main. So here, here's my root, app, source, and main, and then Java. Yeah, Java. So Android. So how well the app runs is dependent on your coding skills. So it's not difficult to do Java, but there's a learning curve a little bit. But you know, it's not difficult. So you need to know classes, functions, public versus private versus protected, all those things, basic Java. And also be aware of memory leaks, which does occur in Java. You don't do pointers, but there are ways to just use up all the memory. You don't want to be the app that does it. So when you're coding Java, you should split your code into classes. Or else it's hard to maintain. And you can group your classes into folders. So like here, if I want to make a folder for I don't do it this way. You can do it from Explorer or Finder, but you can create folders and then move them around. So also Android Studio, it's easy to fix problems. Yeah, let's make a problem here. And you'll see here the r.id notation. It's talking about this one's talking about the settings. Okay. But anyway, let's create a problem here. Oh, it liked it.
Just remove a semicolon.
Okay, let's do that.
There you go.
Anyway, so you see You see that squiggly line right there? It's telling you there's a problem. And then if you hover, it will tell you how to solve it. Okay. Sometimes if you click on it, it will give you the solution, but only in certain cases. So like when yeah, okay, so this is good enough. Oh, it imported for me. Yeah. So in this case, you click on it, and then it gives you the solution. Click out. Yeah. So if you press option enter, it will solve it. So it imported a library. And then it also does code completion. Yeah, so you can just pick it. Do people here use other IDEs?
Yeah.
Eclipse.
Sublime, or Pat++.
Yeah.
Is there IDs? I guess.
Yeah. Okay. Running apps. So when you're developing, you have an option to use the emulator, which in this case I'll use, but try not to use it because it's slow. It slows you down.
Did you run that Intel accelerator?
Let me see.
Which one?
Emulator. Emulate fast.
Oh, really? No, there's
Oh, really? Okay, okay. Yeah. Okay, so to run, you need to set your phone to developer mode. Then, yeah, and this is how you do it. Settings, developer options, yeah, USB debugging. Then you connect your phone, and then you click on play. So let's try it here. Click on play. It's not doing anything.
Did you close the emulator?
No, it's
Where is it run? Is it?
yeah, still running. Oh, there you go. It's stalled. It doesn't draw anymore. Oh, it's ADB. Yeah, so restart it when you have problems. it, I'm just waiting for it to catch up at the bottom. Two errors. Okay, let's remove it. Oh, yeah. So add plus. And I think it told me to. Let's try again.
Try to add plus inside the quotes. Plus ID slash.
Oh, it's okay, we'll just remove it. Forget it. Yeah. Okay, so let's run it again. And then here, if you had your phone plugged in, which I will do. Yeah, my phone's not showing up. What's that? Well, I don't change it, so. Okay, turn off and on. Yeah. It's okay. We'll just show it on the emulation. So when you plug in your phone, it's going to show up here. So you select it and then click OK. Yeah. Yeah, not this. The phone doesn't have to download anything. The DPI, you have to control it from the resources. Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, yeah. And this, I'll show you. It's really for this, which no, it's not liking it right now. Yeah, this one, right? The Nexus 4. Yeah. Yeah, this is like design time. Yeah. Okay, Nexus 5. And what I found is what you see here, even if it's similar resolution, it might look different. So yeah, you should. Yeah, this is just a preview to help you quickly, and then you have to refine it on the actual phones. Yeah, they'll look different. Yeah, and you have to make the appropriate entries here, and this is not everything. Like the layout, if you want to do landscape, you have to make a new folder, layout-land, and then put a layout file just for landscape in there. So from there, when the user's phone goes landscape, Android knows to pull the layout file in that folder. So you kind of have to like pre-design everything. Yeah, for your target.
Does Android Studio do a better job of like automatically creating the UI for you with layouts? Because like with Eclipse, you have to write the XML manually a lot.
Oh no, here. Hold on, let me.
Android Studio.
And then you just copy paste the code and then you just change things.
Like I remember, if you like add a button, you have to say, "Oh, it's next to the text view." Or something.
No, what I found is if it's, yeah. Well, let's try it. There's a point where you do have to, like in HTML, you know, if you're dragging and dropping like buttons, stuff like that, it's fine. But if you're refining like the layout structure, relative or linear, you know, stuff like you can't see it. So you have to use you have to look at the code for those.
That was the hardest part I found is, you know, if you make a website, it's going to look the same because it's just a browser window.
Mm-hmm.
If you make your app and it looks perfect on the Nexus 5, and then you try it on your tablet, and it's all to one point.
Yeah,
that was the tough part.
That's where it becomes art.
Yeah.
It's hard.
A lot of XML, which is not fun.
Yeah.
Java is okay, but I don't like doing XML.
Yeah, so here, you know, you can drag and drop stuff.
Yeah.
Put in a button. But at some point you have to look at the code.
Yeah.
So you know you're using relative layout.
So you actually have to say layout.
And it could, if you had like a lot of elements, it starts making bad relations. So
yeah.
So like it'll say it's relative to this thing, but it's actually conflicting.
Okay.
You have to clean it up.
Does this allow for tablets in this view here?
Let's take a look.
Yeah. Okay. Like Nexus 10.
Yeah, Nexus 10.
So like that's something like.
Yeah.
That was always tough. It looks perfectly fine on the phone, and then you put it on the tablet, and it's just like, wait.
I know. So you have to do the fragments UI. Yeah, it's tough. When they say there's diversity, that only means you're gonna have to factor in like all those all those dimensions to your UI. It becomes difficult. Yeah, for sure. So let's switch it to Nexus 4. Let's try to run it. Hopefully it cooperates. Yeah, also this uses up a lot of CPU. So when I started, I had like 75% battery. Now I'm 33.
Wow.
So that's another reason you should use your phone.
See, that's true. For some reason, I ran a stopwatch on my phone and the AI battery too. It's just using clock cycles, I guess.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, they could, maybe it's a code, maybe it's your display always running, but it's not showing up.
That's not right.
Oh. I might have to restart this. Wrong tool.
If you're feeling adventurous, you can try Jenny Motion.
Oh.
I just Googled the one you said.
Yeah, okay. Well, while it's booting up, we can take a look. Jenny Motion.
So it's GNY.
Yeah.
Do you have to sign up? I didn't see that.
Yeah, actually, the founder of that, we met him, right? 2 years ago.
Really?
Yeah, Jenny Motion. He's the guy with the Android hat. The French guy.
Where did you meet him?
At the summit, GDG summit. How do you spell Jenny?
Yeah, there it is. Jenny Motion. Right? That's really right. Yeah. Apparently, so many people want a faster emulator.
Yeah, that, and you can't really blame them because, phones use ARM processors, but our computers use Intel x86. So you have to translate the instruction set, then mimic the graphics hardware, all that stuff.
Yeah,
Takes a lot of computing power. Anyway. I think you get the idea, right? Use Jenny Motion or your phone. So if you're starting out with Android, we have some resources here. If you're a beginner, if you've done some Java, you know Java, you've never done Android, and you've done web, it doesn't relate. So Android is like a very different animal with brand new terminology, right? Yeah, the intents and the activity, views, might sound familiar. Fragments, brand new. So this is what I used actually to learn Android. It's free on Coursera. They have like videos, presentations. Yeah, so it's free. And if you're up for it, you can take their tests. But I think the pace is like very fast. So unless you're a full-time student, it's hard to keep up. Yeah.
You only take it during that session, or do you do it?
It's whatever you want. So what I did is I downloaded everything, and then so you can get the PDFs and the videos and MP4s. So that's all you need. And then if you get stuck they have homework, which is kind of tough when you're starting out. One tip for the homework, they have a forum. Then you look, if you're stuck on some things, odds are someone else got stuck, so you look it up. And you'll find people's solutions, if it's just, if you're not doing it for a grade, I don't think it's wrong. Yeah, but if you're, I think it's a certificate, so no grade. Yeah, you have to, it's like $50, I think. Yeah, so this one, I use that a lot. It's pretty good. Also, there's this on Udacity. I've never tried it.
We'll talk more about that afterwards.
Okay. Yeah, we'll talk about that. Yeah, so if you're beginner, take Coursera or Udacity. So now, as you get more higher level of comfort, you can start using the Android docs. And you will have to when you do the homeworks in those online courses. So here you go to training, and then they have like several situations. So photos. Okay, so you can, they have lessons like taking pictures, recording videos. They tell you like pretty much everything you have to do. The only challenge here, if you're not familiar, and even if you're familiar, they don't tell you always which file to put the code in. So that's kind of tough. So like when you see this code right here, is it in your activity? Is it in your fragment? In your own class? You don't know. So that's the drawback for this. In that case, you go to the next level, Stack Overflow. This one I use a lot too. If you're like really stuck, you post your questions here. Just say ask question. You create an account, ask a question, and I think Googlers go here too. So if it's like a difficult question, you can go here. Just make sure it's like it's not like an opinion, like which one is better, this or this. It's more like I have this problem, how do I solve it? That kind of problem. So, well, we can look at one here. Yeah, and they vote on your on your question.
It's not as good as they used to. You guys ever notice that? Like they always rank, like every time you put in anything programming, it always like comes number one now. I guess it's so big. It's
Oh yeah, yeah.
really lame now.
Yeah.
Sad. It used to be like really good. Saved my ass a couple of times.
Yeah.
Not that advanced. Now it's bad even.
Yeah, and I'm wondering why it's like all of these are 0.
That's okay because most of the time you want to know something and it's been posted by like 2-3 years ago.
But no, but I mean, they still put like the most recent one. They're the bad ones.
Oh.
It used to be like I remember like I would post a question and I would get kicked out saying that's not a good question. Now they're just saying anything. Oh. You know, they don't want people to get people, and I think it's good. They don't want other people to write codes for you. So what they want to do is like you have to write the code, and then somebody will debug it.
Pretty much. Yeah, you have to like. You have
I can't say how do I do this? Well, I said no.
Well, yeah.
No.
No, I think now they're just letting them. I think the standard is just.
When you do that, you'll end up with a link to the documentation.
Yeah. They don't want to.
Yeah. So when you make an entry here, you have to be as detailed as possible.
Yeah.
Like put in your code.
You want to show that you attempted it.
Yeah. Yeah. Or else they can vote you down. You don't want that. You won't be cool. And then, but when you do post a question, it's common etiquette to pick the answer. So you go in, they have like 3 people may just give you a solution. You should pick, you'll have like a check mark here. So you should pick which one worked for you.
But I think you need to have a certain point to be able to do that. Because I couldn't look at that.
Oh.
I got 15 in one, and then that one that they took me out, they took 2 from me.
Oh yeah.
You have to have like a certain number before you can do yeah.
Oh.
Which is good, but you can't do that.
Yeah. Or if none of them are correct, I'm not sure if you can do this right away. You can, oh yeah, you can. You can submit your answer, but not, I think you have to wait 1 day before you can do that. Yeah, so that's a good resource. That's pretty much it. Yeah.
I have 2 questions. So, creating a project, Android project, I sometimes use another library. How to link it?
Oh, I've never done that, but there are procedures on the internet. But I think generally what you would focus on is the build.gradle file. This is where you would add dependencies. So like, let's do an example. Android. I think when you, yeah, we're not actually going to develop. Okay, no. It was the second entry. Yeah, see here, when you create a bare bones project, it won't add Google Play services. So here, it's telling you on the first step, open this, the build.gradle file, and then you have to add the dependency here. I'm not sure where you put it, but it's gonna have to be somewhere, I would guess under the Java area, or the libs.
Yeah,
libs.
If you have a jar, you can put.
Yeah. So you put it in libs and then reference it here on the compile. Yeah.
Configure build file.
And then, but every time you change the build.gradle file, you have to do what's called syncing, which takes a while. It rebuilds your dependencies.
Thank you. And one more question. I sometimes use C++ code.
Oh, okay.
Android Studio supports NDK build.
NDK?
NDK build.
So
C++ building. So Eclipse has a C++ pen. So I can compile. I can build the C++ project through the Eclipse.
Oh, okay.
Android Studio.
Okay, so how to do in Android? Let's see. Android Studio. No, but let's take a look. NDK. Probably not the Intel one. Oh, here you go. Stack Overflow. So I'm very new. Let's see. I managed to. Yeah. So really, this is your best friend. Oh no, but this is different. Let's NDK with Android Studio. So like, oh, so this is your structures. Oh, in this case, it didn't put in libs. O.so is, so the NDK compiles to a .so? Is that? Oh, okay. So we were, it was correct, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so, oh, okay. So do you think it helps you make faster code to use NDK?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. See, we learned something. And oh, okay. Yeah, I'll keep this open. We can post it. Looks like a good solution. Okay. So, any more? Yeah, we're good. Okay, cool.